Hey friends, guess what we're doing today? We're having another unboxing video. What I got for us today is the Gardener Supplies tomato towers, and we're going to see how they're coming along, how to install them, and also a little bit of a hack of like what you can do if you don't have enough tomato cages. So for example, if you're one short like I am, I just didn't want to order another 2 packs. So I'll show you a little hack there, which worked perfectly for me last year. So I'm going to show you that. So stick around. So what I like about those cages is they're lightweight, they're sturdy, they hold up pretty well, and later on when you are done with the season, they fold back flat together so you can store them really, really easy. That is really what got me hooked up on those in the first place. And what I like about them especially is that you have no fuss of building them. So they come into pieces which you stack into each other. This is pretty much it. So this will be really, really short. They come in different colors. Green, red, and I think a third one, which I'm forgetting right now. But it's really, yeah, a very, very simple solution. And I love them because, again, like they have been holding up quite well with my determinate tomatoes last year, and we had super high winds as well. So I was very pleased to see how well they did for me. So let's look in the box. It's not super, super heavy, which is nice. Easy to unpack. Great. So this is really it. They are nicely zipped together. So you just loosen the zip ties, and then you will see you have 4 panels over here. Careful, they jump a little bit. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. So you have 2 different panels. You have ones which have like a really, really long like bottom piece. That's what goes into the ground and gives them stability in the end. And you see there on the top, they have nothing on the top. They're just like those steel bars or steel elements on the top. And then you have the other 2 elements where you can see they have, yeah, some bottoms which slide then on the other ones. And then all what you do is to unfold them. It's that easy. I love it. Careful, sometimes you scratch yourself a little bit. I have a little bit rough edges here and there, so I just scratch myself, but oh well. It's really just like that. Boop. And there you go. And same with the bottom pieces. Yep. There you go. And what you will recognize is they don't zap in or have a mechanism to keep them in a square. This is truly happening from the moment you push them into the ground. That is what will give it stability in its shape. And then you are able to put the top on top of it. So let me quickly show you where I'm going to use them. So here I have 4 tomatoes, which are determinate, which getting quite big. So we really need to give them some stability here with the cages. And what I'm going to do is with the cages we have here at hand, I'll put one on the outside and one to the middle on the right. I have a third one which goes over there, but we'll keep this one empty for and free for the hack I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm sliding over the bottom piece, again, the piece with the long steaks on the bottom is the bottom piece, sliding it over, being careful that I don't tap into my irrigation lines by accident, but also as the tomato is already a little bit bigger, that I'm not pushing any of its branches down, right? So I'm just careful putting those ones up and just then pushing it down to really to the point that the steaks are done. Okay, so now this is the only really slightly finicky part with it, to put the top part with those ends here on the top. That takes a little bit of patience. I always try to align one side. Don't slide them just over fully yet. And then the opposite side, that usually helps. And there you go. This is a really sturdy cage, even though it still looks a little wiggly. But again, like, it served me really well last season with a lot of storms. And yeah, this is also the perfect height for determinate tomatoes. Mine were up to the very top last year, but not much further. So that's really a great height if you're growing determinate tomatoes. Great. Now I do quickly the second one again. I want to do this one here. I have a third one floating around, which I'll do here, but I'll show you the trick for the middle one shortly. So sliding the bottom piece over again. This is my plum perfect, and this is already so big, I can't believe it. It's just outside for 3 weeks or so. It's like wild. Right. Just push it down, mindful of your irrigation lines and the tomato branches. And just push it to the ground. Great. Awesome. Now onto the top part. Again, make sure they are properly moved all the way down so they connect perfectly. Then you're good to go. Awesome. Right. Oh. Super. All right. So, as I mentioned, I don't have enough cages to cage them all. But one little trick is really, really easy. If you're like me, you have probably a lot of steaks floating around in your garden as well. And what I do now, as I have those cages next to it, I'll kind of use those steaks as like vertical bars to really give that one tomato in the middle also the support it needs. So what I do here is just using the other cages and just move those bars in between. And you can go ahead and like tape them or like use some, I don't know, some, you can go ahead and use some twine to fix them. Usually in the beginning, I'm not necessarily using the twine just yet. If they get a little bit more heavy, I usually twine them up so that they're connected here to the outside. But that works extremely well to give the middle one also the support it needs. So I hope this little video was helpful for you to really see how nice and easy those Gardener Supplies tomato towers are to assemble. Really, like, I don't know, that took like 5 minutes in total for us here, right? And they're really sturdy. So I'm really curious to hear in the comments from you what you are using to stake your tomatoes and use as tomato supports. What's your experience? What do you recommend? Always curious to see what other people do. Yeah, and watch me how they grow along through the season. I'll certainly give you updates on those ones in my garden tours upcoming. I'll do next garden tour in 2 weeks. And then, yeah, subscribe and watch another video. Thank you.